What's up, peeps? I'm back. This is Kimberly Purpose, and today I want to do a different video on my blog. This time I want to do something a little different. I want to continue what I left off about the homeless situation that we were in back in 2010. Let me straighten this, block out that sun. But anyway, I want to talk about the homeless situation that we were in. I know I mentioned that we were in the homeless situation, but on this particular vlog, I want to talk about how we overcame the homeless situation, how I overcame it. But it's a long story. Like I said in the other video, I was saying that sorry, getting a little thirsty there. What I was saying was that we were in a rough situation. We were living in a hotel at the time, and I decided to move back in with my mom. Thank you, God, for my mom and dad. You know, the kids and I would move back in with my parents, and having my family around really made a difference. And like I said before, that sometimes when you go through the situation of being homeless, you get a chance to see who your friends are and who are your enemies, because when you're in that situation, you're very vulnerable. And when I got out of it, I had some people help me along the way. I had a friend, well, I don't know if you would call him a friend. He was a counselor that I went through. He helped me get through the situation of being homeless, and we might have been a little bit more than friends, but he called me during the time when I was most vulnerable. Sometimes when I think about it, would I have actually dated this guy or went out with this guy if he had not helped me? I'm not sure if I would have or not. Sometimes I ponder on that, and but I do want to thank him. He know who he is. He's a counselor who helped me along the way. He even helped pay for the for my divorce to help me get through this. But anyway, he helped me along the way. But he called me during the time of my most vulnerable part. But that's another video. I'll go into more details maybe about that, just a little bit more. But having a friend there to help you, guide you through along the way is very helpful. But then sometimes people have some ulterior motives behind helping you. You know, you got to look at that as well. Are they really there to help you as a person, or are they catching you at your most vulnerable time to get things that you normally wouldn't do, so you can get yourself out of that dilemma? But I'm going on and on. But I got out of the situation. I went on ahead, and I decided to go back to school. I moved out from my parents' house. I think I worked for the city for a while, part-time as a counselor. I did that for a minute, and I saved up some money also, so I can move and also get things situated. I got a car. My ex took my van that I had, but I was able to eventually get a car thanks to my parents and everything. And I was working on books as an author, but I realized that was really hard making steady income as an author. And you know, I have a disabled child, so I was, you know, having a disabled child, it makes it more difficult, you know, to work a full-time job, because you got to worry about it going to doctors, you got to set up appointments. If he gets sick, you got to take off all the time. So it was sort of conflicting with the city job that I had. I eventually had to quit it, but you know, and the books was not selling as much as I want to as an author. So and I noticed that a lot. I was just looking at other successful authors pages, and looking, and not just researching different authors, the ones that are successful and making money. I noticed that they were experts in their field, and I said, maybe I should go back to school. So So that's when I decided to go back to school and further my education. And so that's what I did. I went back to school. I had a couple of friends who inspired me to go back and I'm sorry, go back and see, if that's what I need to do. And they inspired me to go back because at first I wasn't really sure if I wanted to go back, but having more words of encouragement to inspire me to do something, I decided to go back. And then also I thought about my son and his condition with CP. I was interested in learning more about the brain and the disorder, how, and I worked with different psychologists along the way when I worked at different agencies, and also with my son going to the doctors. I saw what they did. That's when I realized, hey, I want to become a psychologist. I think that's something that I would like to do. So I researched it, and I researched different schools, and at the time it wasn't that many schools offering online courses for psychology. I think they were just starting maybe around 2010, because prior to that it wasn't that many schools offering programs. At first, back in 2007, I think, or 2008, you can only major in like get an MBA or something like that. And I wasn't interested in MBA. I really wanted to go into psychology. So when I found the school that offered the psychology program that I was looking for, I said, hey, I went after it. So I went back to school and I furthered my education. And that's one thing that I decided to do. The other thing too is I researched and I found housing for us to stay in. The counselors that was working with us really didn't help too much, but they did help me get my children in school and situated in school. So I'm thankful for the social workers and the counselors that helped us when we were going through the homeless situation. And I was able to go back to school. I went back to school in 2012, and I found out that there is money out there for single moms who are going back to school. I was really shocked. So it made it possible for me to go back and be able to, to go. And also with the stipend that I get and everything, and also get my son SSI, and the Medicaid also helped as well to help my son get the help that he needed. So everything just started to work out. Once I decided to do something with my life to better myself, I left a pretty bad relationship of domestic violence and everything, but I don't want to go into that. But it was not a good relationship. But getting a chance to have a divorce and be able to start anew made a world of difference, a world of difference, and made my life a lot easier when I finally got back on path with my life. And so I had to go a year without having a car because my ex stole my car. The whole story, I don't want to even talk about it, but I might talk about it in another video as to how that happened. But I was able to get a car, and once I got a car, things started to fall in place as well. So I went on, and now it's been about 4 years. I've been in the PhD at Kaiser University with my psychology degree, and I got my master's. I earned my master's in 2014 in psychology, and I finally got a job at I've been getting little jobs, but I finally got a job working as a psychologist, which I'm really excited about, getting my supervision hours. And now I'm working as a psychotherapist at a health center in Metro Atlanta, which I'm really thrilled about. So hopefully, if everything is going well, I'll be graduating in 2017. I finish all my coursework this year. I should be finishing up this year, and next year I'll be working on, maybe towards the end of this year or next year, I'll be working on my dissertation. So I'm sorry. So hopefully everything works out, and now that I'm out of the homeless situation, that's how I got out of my homeless situation. Getting the help of social workers, having them give me referrals. I think it's one agency that helped me The schools, of course, the school, that system that my kids go to, the social workers there were really good, great help. And also I got help from Child Kind. That's another organization that help families with disabled children. They gave me some really good referrals, and so that's how I was able to get myself together. It was a lengthy process, but I look back at where I came from being homeless to now. Come a long ways. I have a car, have a roof on my head. I'm in school. I already got I earned my master's degree. I'm in the process of getting my doctorate. I got a nice little contracting job. I'm starting a little business, hopefully. Um, Maybe after I graduate, I'll be able to go into full practice and have an actual business. That's what I'm looking forward to. So, wow, God has been so good to me and my whole family. I'm glad my dad was able to be alive to see me get my master's degree. And I know he's watching over me in heaven. But that's pretty much it, you guys. I just wanted to share how I made it through the homeless situation. And I want to encourage others who are going through a homeless situation to hang in there. It may seem like you're in the middle of a storm and things are not going to go your way, but you just hang in there and stay positive. Things will fall in place eventually. Sometimes when we go through these situations, it's because maybe we might have been going down the wrong path, and God or spirit or whatever religion you are, or if you're not religion, or a higher power is guiding you towards where you need to go in life. And sometimes you might have to go through a storm in order to go the right way, God's way, to a better place. And that's what happened with me. Now I'm starting to become a doctor and become a psychologist, and I am ecstatic. And now I can revisit my book writing as an expert and actually write about life and love and relationships and health and all those good things that I enjoy talking about on my blog. So feel free to leave your comments below, and I would love to hear from you guys. And if you experience any type of homeless situation, I would love to hear how you were able to get out of it, especially if you have a family. Even if you're by yourself, how did you overcome your dilemma? I would love to hear from you guys. And till next time, peace. Bye bye. You take care. Love you guys. Mwah.